So let's start with some restorative. Guys, I'll show you. We'll get it set up. If you have a bolster and a block, you can set your bolster up at an angle. And again, if you just have pillows, set them up at an angle or just stack them on top of each other. And we're going to bring our legs onto the bolster today. If you have a strap, sometimes it's really sweet to bring that strap around, make a circle, bring it around the thighs and tighten it up. Because that way when your feet come out, it feels, your legs feel secure, like they're not going to roll off of the bolster. But that's not necessary. So whatever arrangement you guys want, we're just going to either lift the legs off the floor, either you can bring them to a wall and just do legs up the wall. Or you can also do the shelf with your bolster and just bring the calves on the bolster. Just find a way to get those legs off the ground. And maybe cover yourselves with a nice warm Afghan or quilt. Just to add another layer of kind of TLC. And I say all these things after everybody's settled. Oh, I should know better by now. Yeah. And if you tend to get warm and you don't want a blanket over your entire body, sometimes it's just nice to place it on the chest. Kind of signaling to the heart that you're aware that it's there. Let's settle into our practice, our loving kindness Thursday, with a sigh, with a little tenderness and relaxation. Yeah, nice job, guys. As you breathe in and out, we just begin to cover ourselves and to fill our space with loving kindness for ourselves. So the next maybe 30 seconds or so, I'll mind the time, just you send loving kindness to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be at ease. May I be happy. May I have peace. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be at ease. May I be happy. May I have peace. Let that energy fill your space. We fill ourselves with loving kindness first so that we can share that with others. And so for today's practice, let's dedicate our practice to someone that we love, someone that we care about. Maybe that is dedicated to ourselves. Maybe we really need it today. If that's the case, let this be a love offering for you. If you feel as though you have a little to give, or maybe a lot to give, you can dedicate your practice to another person. So bring that person to mind. And for the next few moments, we'll just rest, imagining their presence at our side. And as we move today, imagine them moving right beside us, kind of like our shadow. Visualize that person and say to them, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be at ease. May you be happy. May you have peace. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be at ease. May you be happy. May you have peace. On your next inhale, fill the stomach with breath and feel that breath fill the chest and the low throat. And exhale. Inhale to fill the low stomach, the chest, and the upper chest, that low throat. And exhale. Inhale, fill the stomach, the chest, the low throat. And let the breath go. And breathe in peace, loving kindness, ease, contentment. And exhale. You're welcome to stay here in this restorative shape for as long as you'd like. We're going to do some gentle movements on the floor for a while. So if you prefer to just kind of rest just like this, please do so. If you're ready to move a little, then lift those legs off the bolster and find that strap. If you don't have a strap, no worries. Something that's really nice to do Since we're gonna be on the mat for just a little while, if you have that blanket, put the blanket on your mat. Kind of gives a little kind of warmth and comfort and softness to the mat. Since we're gonna do some movements on the mat, on our back. So on your back, rolling off that bolster, let's feel the legs on the ground now. Feel the body on the ground. Nice job, guys. And then let's bring the feet to the floor. Feel the low back on the ground. Feel the feet on the ground, the knees to the sky. Maybe lift the arms overhead and really stretch and reach overhead. Then from here, with your arms maybe over the head, drop the knees over to the side, just kind of windshield wiper. So the right knee might be on the ground, that left knee might be kind of on the right foot. Be feeling it in the hip, the knees. And a little twist for the stomach. And then exhale, bring the knees through the middle, let them rock over to the other side. And breathe in and out. And then feel those knees on the left side of the mat. Maybe close the eyes. And notice the points of contact with the floor. Different parts of our back body, our legs, our feet. Just this arrangement of our physical being on the earth. Now exhale, bring those feet to the ground, knees to the sky. And now bring that right knee in just enough, if you have a strap or a scarf, to bring that strap or scarf on the ball of the foot. And now that left leg can be bent or it can be long, and let the right leg come out to the side. And if you don't have a strap, just hold that right calf or the right outside of the knee in the hand. And that left knee might kind of go out to the left. Let that right leg go out to the side. And let ourselves be filled with ease, just like our loving kindness meditation. That person that we dedicated our practice to, imagine them in this shape, being filled with ease. So find that spot of ease. Let's exhale to bring both knees kind of towards the middle of the mat. Bring the right foot to the ground and bring the left knee in. Let the right leg go long, kind of point and flex the foot as you hug the left knee in. And then loop that strap around the left foot. If you don't have a strap, go strapless and let the left leg open out to the side. The right foot can come to the ground. If it feels better to have the right leg long, let it be long. And then drop into some ease. Maybe that means you bring a cushion underneath that left leg out to the side and you rest your leg on some cushions. So find your ease in this arrangement. Breathing in and out. Let's exhale, draw that knee in. The right foot can come to the ground if it's not there already. Let the strap go out of the foot. Hug both knees into the chest. And let's rock side to side. And send your awareness to the low back, to massage that low back as we rock back and forth. And now let's lift the upper back off the ground, bringing that nose close to the knees, and then bring awareness to the middle of the back as we rock side to side. Massaging that mid back. Nice job. And now let's bring the upper back to the ground, bring the feet to the ground. Place the hands next to the feet or next to the side. Let's lift the hips up for a bridge and then come onto the shoulder blades, our upper back. And maybe in this bridge pose, we kind of sway the shoulders side to side and kind of massage the upper back. But feel into how that feels. Maybe you lift the arms to the sky and bring your hands to prayer together. And as you rock side to side, you massage that upper back if that feels okay. In your bridge pose, our legs are getting a little activity here. They're working a little bit to keep those hips up. Let's exhale, lower down the arms, either to the side or above the head, and then lower down the hips to the ground. Pause at the bottom, and then lift those legs back to the sky. Point and flex the feet towards the sky. Yes. Maybe make some circles with the feet and then switch directions. Some ankle rolls. And now let's lower down the legs, bending the knees, rolling onto our side when we get to the ground. And on the side body, maybe the bottom arms. I'm on my right side. Whichever side you're on, that bottom arm is like a pillow for your head. The top leg can go out in front, or maybe you bend that knee and have the leg over in front. But that bottom leg, so mine is the right leg because I'm on my right side, bring that foot, that heel towards the glute, and with the left hand, reach back. See if you can't catch that foot. And this is called a cat pulling its tail. So I have my bottom leg in my hand, and then my top leg is on the ground. Yeah, so try to grab that bottom leg with the hand because it's a little bit more stable. But you can grab the top leg too if you want, because we're going to roll to the other side. So either way, we're going to get a little stretch. Let's breathe in. Find that peace in its shape. Imagine that person to whom we dedicated our practice on the mat beside us in the same shape. Send them some peace. Maybe close the eyes. Imagine the body benefiting from this shape on every level. Now we'll exhale. If you have your foot in the hand, release the foot so the bottom leg is long on the long part of the mat. Now bring that top leg back in and then just roll over onto the back and come onto the other side. So I'm going to be on my left side, so whichever side you switch to, that left arm is going to be my pillow. My right leg comes in front. It can be bent or it can be long. And then that bottom leg, that heel reaches for the glute and my hand finds my foot. If you have a strap and you can't reach your foot with your hand, put your strap on that foot. And feel the front of that leg opening. Maybe you notice a little twist in the body. Find some peace here. Breathing in and out. Two more breaths in and out. And then your last exhale, Release the hand from the foot from the hand. Bring the legs back together. Let's roll onto our stomachs now. So on our stomachs, bringing those elbows kind of in under the shoulders. Point the feet really long, like lift your legs off the mat and then reach through the toe. And then reach the other leg up off the mat and reach through the toe, and then bring those elbows underneath the shoulders. Let's shine our hearts forward. Let those shoulder blades drop down the back. As the heart lifts through, feel the shoulder blades pinch back. And an option to stay here in our Sphinx, or maybe you want to bring your hands a little wider onto the floor and press those hands into the ground. Lift the heart up, or even walk the hands back. It's a deeper back bend. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's better, so find what's right for you. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. Now on your next exhale, let's bring the chin to the chest, press into the elbows, into the hands, lift the hips up, lift the seat back, bring the knees forward, curl the toes under, and then here, just kind of rock to one side, move that blanket off your mat if you had a blanket on there. I know I did, so I'm gonna move my blanket off. And then from here, either lift up into dolphin pose, or if you wanna straighten your arms, come into your downward facing dog. And now stretch out those backs of the legs that were only a short while ago resting on a bolster. Now they're back in action. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Breathing in and out, whether you're in dolphin or downward facing dog. Inhale. Now exhale, lower down the knees. And as those knees come to the ground, you can either lift up onto the hands just enough so you can walk the right foot forward, then the left foot forward, bend the knees. Let's rise up to stand. Oh, been on the floor for a while and now we're up with the sun. Shine that heart forward. Feel that aliveness in the face and the head. Yeah, reach for the sky. Nice, guys. As we reach up, let's interlace the hands. Let's laterally bend over to one side. Nice, and over to the other side. And now back to the middle. Good, ground through the feet. Let's send the heart forward, bend the knees. So we're gonna hinge at the waist. So the movement is in the hips as we hinge. The belly button is into the spine. As we go partway down, let's pause with that flat back. Now reach the fingertips forward, reach the heels down, and then ground into the balls of the feet. Maybe the heels come up. Bend the knees, let's sit back, chair pose. Arms can reach for the sky, or they can be out in any variation that feels right. I'm gonna come into prayer. So wherever your arms feel right for you, let's breathe in. Now exhale, let's ground the feet and rotate over to the right. Make sure those knees stay side by side. And maybe that left hand reaches down for the ground and the right arm reaches for sky. Or maybe you come up more and the fingertips reach back to back rather than ground to sky. So whatever feels good for your back. Let's exhale, go back to center. So knees are forward, fingertips forward. Let's rise up to mountain pose. Reach for the sun, that straight back, swing the arms down. Bring them in prayer, and then exhale to sit back in chair. Prayer to chair. Any variation with the arms. Find that height of the chair that's right for you today. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale, twist to the left. Now keep those knees in line. Fingertips can reach back to front or ground to sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And as we breathe out, let's move back to the middle. Twisting back to center. Nice. Now you can either rise up or let's fold forward. Either way, Go down to the ground or up to the sky, whatever feels right. We're going to be where we are for 2 breaths. And if you're towards the ground, rise up to sky. If you're towards the sky, rise up to the ground. And then 2 breaths. And then wherever you're at, find downward facing dog. So if you're lifted, you're going to fold and step it back. If you're folded, step it back to downward facing dog or to dolphin. I'm going to lower my elbows and forearms for dolphin if you want to do that. It's there for you. Now visualize that person that you dedicated your practice to. Imagine them doing the same shape. And then imagine them being filled with happiness right here. Breathe in. And exhale, lower down the knees. And then bring the shoulders up over the hips, kind of dragging those hands across the mat. Rolling up, the head comes up last. On our knees, hands at the side, or maybe they're in prayer. Let's pause for just a breath or 2. And then exhale, let the breath go. Let's bring our hands to the side, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And now press the hands either on the low back or bring them into your back pockets. So the hands are maybe behind us or on our hips. Send those hips forward. And then maybe drop the head back as we lift the chest up. So lift the chest up, hips forward, head goes back just a little bit. And now bring the shoulders back over those hips, chin drops to the chest. Drop the chin to the chest. Release the arms to the side. And then offer some neck rolls. So kind of a variation of our camel pose. We're gonna do that one more time. Bring the neck back to neutral. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Hands in the pocket or hands at the low back or at the hips. Press those hips forward. So drive the hips forward with the glutes. Do you feel that? If you engage those glutes like we did in bridge. The hips are forward, the glutes are active. Chest lifts and then drop the head back. Little back bend here, guys. Now let's exhale, bring that chin to the chest. Shoulders over the hips. Now hinge forward, just like we do in our forward fold. So the activities in the hips, hinge, hinge, hinge. Now send those hips back to the heels. Bring the crown of the head to your mat. So if you don't know where your crown of your head is, place the heel of your hand on your forehead. And where that middle finger is, in the middle of your top of your head, that's your crown. Bring that part to the mat. And your hands can be beside your neck or maybe towards the feet. But the weight is in the knees. There's not a lot of weight on your head. This is our rabbit pose. It has all the benefits of headstand. So bringing some fresh blood and awareness to that noodle of ours, the brain. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Now one more breath in. Now let's exhale. Gently rock off the crown of the head so maybe the forehead kind of comes to the mat as we send the hips and the heels or the glutes back to the heels. And then we'll rise up, bringing the hips over the knees, so stacking back onto the knees, but we'll move really slow after this inversion to lift the head up. And it's a brand new day. Good, guys. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, arms come out to the side, and then we're going to bring that right leg out to the side. So if you need to rearrange onto your mat, you can. I always do because my floor is cold this time of year. To keep my feet warm. Arms out, one leg out, one knee down. Now bring that hand towards the long edge, or towards that extended leg, which is my right arm, whichever one it is for you. Bring that hand down and reach the opposite arm up to sky. Now with that arm at the sky, bring it over the head And then in front, but keep the chest straight. We're just gonna open up the shoulder. Be opening up that top arm. And let's exhale to extend over to the other side, that left arm reaching for the ground, the right arm to the sky. Now that left hand can either touch the ground or maybe it hovers. And then offer some movement for that top arm. And imagine that person that you love, to whom you dedicated your practice, doing this exact same thing, being filled with loving kindness. Let's exhale to come back up. Arms extended out. That got me warmed up really quick, just moving my shoulders. From here, let's reach our arms above the head and exhale down in prayer in front of the heart. From here, let's stand nice and strong, and then reach those toes to the sky, opening up the hip and the foot back to the earth, and then back to the sky with the toes. And now one more time, that foot comes to the earth. And now exhale, draw that right knee in. So now we're kind of set in our camel. We can sway the hips side to side. Maybe we want to come forward and come back up, opening up the back of the legs a little bit. Yeah, so any movements that feel good in between sides. And then let's extend the opposite leg long. Adjusting however we need. And we're gonna rewind. So we're gonna bring the toes to the sky first this time. And then to the ground. And then toes to the sky. And back to the ground, so that left foot grounds. Then swing the arms out. Nice, guys. And then that hand comes towards the earth first this time. And that top arm finds the movement. That person you love is doing the exact same thing. So maybe you guys tell each other a funny joke and you guys smile and laugh. I'm dedicating my practice to my sisters, so this would be really silly for us to do together. Let's reach back out long, arms reaching side to side. Exhale down towards that long extended leg, opposite arm reaches high. And maybe this time, instead of moving in circles, maybe you go kind of back to front. Stretching out kind of the front of that shoulder, the back, side of the neck. Nice job, guys. And now let's exhale, bring our arms out nice and wide. Exhale to bring our arms across the chest. So the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. Imagine embracing that person as you love. Bring that knee in. Give them a nice big hug. Inhale. And then exhale, open up those arms. And then do it again. The opposite arm below and the opposite hand above this time. If you can remember what you had, top and bottom. Maybe shake side to side, just a little movement. Maybe kind of bending the back and hinging forward. Yes, and then let go of the arms, reach them out nice and long. Yes, reach up to the sky, and then we fold it forward, coming into puppy pose. Walking the hands forward, the sits bones and the hips over the knees. Let's breathe in and out here. Let the heart melt. Let that space between the shoulders find some expansion. Let's inhale to look up at the hands. And as we do, plant that left hand. You maybe bring that left hand a little closer to the body to create some space between the arm and the floor. And then you can sweep that right arm up to the side and then thread that needle through, or just bring that right hand right underneath the arm, that left arm. And open up the front of that shoulder again. So one arm in front and then the other arm towards the side. Another breath in. Now exhale to bring that right arm through, bring it out in front. And that left arm, You can bring it over to the left side and then sneak it through underneath. So the left shoulder comes to the ground, the side of the left head to the ground, or maybe the forehead. And find your ease and your peace and that happiness right here. One more breath in. And exhale to bring that left hand through, bring the left arm in front, and now bring those hands back towards the legs. Roll the shoulders up over the chest, over the hips. And let's just bring that left leg forward. So however you get to this low lunge with the right knee down, that left leg forward, find that spot. And now let's interlace our hands, maybe rest them on that thigh. Yep, you got it, nice. And then rock that left knee forward so that right hip kind of drops, that right thigh is at an angle. And see if we can't free up those hip flexors just a little. And now maybe we bring that right hand to a block or to the ground, only to kind of give us some stability. Because we can bring that knee kind of towards the right and just do some knee circles. So maybe you come onto the side of the foot, getting some movement in the ankle and the knee. So it might look like this. Just kind of moving that knee, getting some range of motion. And as we do, it's also going to give some movement to the hips and the ankle. Move that knee around the other way as well. And then we'll close this by rocking the hips back and sending that left leg straight and long. So we flex the toes towards the face. Maybe find some stillness here for just a breath. And then let's exhale to bring that knee back to meet the right, and then step the right foot forward. I'm going to bring another block into this move. My nephews call them moves. They say to my sister, "Mommy, did you do any new moves?" So I'm going to bring another block to do this move. And let's just make some knee circles with the other knee. We drop into that hip in the front, so that knee kind of comes over the ankle. Just roll it around. Switching directions after each rotation, or maybe going one direction for a few and then the other. I kind of see what this is going to bring our awareness to. Oh, we notice our hips, and maybe we even notice our hands, our feet, our toes. A couple more breaths here, guys. And we'll close this move by rocking the hips back. You can either drag that heel forward or drag that left knee back, straighten that front leg, and then we'll surrender over this right leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Breathing in and out. Now let's exhale. However you want to come out, you can either go forward or you can drag the heel back. But coming down onto your back. So maybe you move through a little puppy pose first, or a child's pose. Maybe you do a cat-cow, maybe a dolphin or downward facing dog. Whatever might really fill your practice, if anything else right now. When you get to your back, maybe before you do, you can place that blanket on the mat again, because we're going to come into Shavasana here in a few moments. So when you get to your back, find your legs nice and long, those sits bones grounded. And now bring your hands underneath your glutes. So they're palms down under the glutes, and the toes kind of point towards the long edge of the mat, or that short edge. Now press the elbows down. And as you press the elbows down, kind of lift the heart. Notice that the shoulder blades lift off the ground as you press the elbows down. So as you press the elbows down, the shoulder blades come up, and now drag the back of your head across the mat so you're finding kind of the crown part of the head again. So we lift the chest and the heart, coming into fish pose. We rest on our elbows and our forearms as the heart and the chest lift. There's not a lot of weight on the head, you guys. It's in the forearms. It's a little bit on the head, but the majority is in that center of gravity, our hips, our elbows, our forearms. Feel the throat open, the heart open. You can stay here for a couple more breaths, or if you want to come out, slide the head towards the top of your mat, coming on the back of your head, and then notice that you lower down the shoulder blades and lower down onto the arms. And then move those hands out from underneath those buttermilk biscuits, like my nephews also say. You can hug the knees into the chest. And then find your shavasana. Maybe finding socks, sweaters. Imagine that person that you dedicated your practice to in shavasana beside you. Maybe you reach over and you hold their hand and you rest in shavasana together. With each breath, filling with even more loving kindness, ease, peace, and happiness. Your mind wanders, perhaps just saying over and over, may I be filled with loving kindness. with your awareness on your heart center. Expand your awareness to include the heart center of whomever you dedicated this practice. Imagine your heart space and their heart space as one. And then say, may we be filled with loving kindness. May we be at ease. May we be happy. May we be at peace. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be at ease. May we be happy. May we be at peace. Maybe after our practice today, you write a letter or an email, or maybe you pick up the phone and call the person that you practice with today in your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste.